Hello everybody, my name's John and welcome to our channel. Today we have a few metal upgrade parts. Now the reason that I purchased these was because apparently it helps with tightening up your suspension parts and your steering a little bit, because there is quite a significant amount of play. Now for steering, one of the easier and most improvement that you will gain from one mod will be to replace this bar with the one that's available with the bearing in. But I had these on order anyway, so I thought I'd do a video on it today. Now on the last video I said that the next video was going to be on the battery charger, but unfortunately the last 3 days of recording that I've been doing on charging up batteries and discharging batteries, I've done it incorrectly. And I'll explain actually on that video what I did wrong, just to ensure that you guys at home don't make the same mistake as myself. It was one of those brain fart moments, but you know, what's done's done, so I've had to throw all that footage away from the last several days and do this video today. But these actually arrived yesterday and I'm really happy because I've wanted to get them on the car anyway. This car is the one that had the blown ESC because of my stupidity. So I'm not going to be able to run the car with this, but I have received a new motor and ESC, and I don't know if I'm going to put it in this car or wait for the ESC for this motor, if you understand what I'm saying, because that ESC is in the post from the UK and should be here in the next couple of days anyway. So let's get on with this first. Now in here is 6 of those and the screws, or the bolts, or the screws. Bolts, screws. They look like bolts, but they're screws. Or are they? No. We'll have that debate later. So, you have 3 different sizes, and from what I have been informed, they literally go according to the car, which is very handy. So, what I mean by that is, small ones are for the steering. No, sorry, not for the steering. The steering's here. For the tie rod there. The next one are for the steering, and these ones are for the rears here. But we'll find that out as we go along. Now, I'm going to be doing these one at a time because I think it would be better to undo it from the car and then sort of get the length right and fit it back onto the car. Now, these do not go back onto the ball joints that are on here. The ball joints need to be removed from here, and that's the whole point, is that it removes play, because if I come up closer, you can see it's got this ball joint built in, and it's a lot tighter fit, so there's not going to be any sort of play back and forth. In theory, but again, you know, I have never fitted these before. These were actually, or similar ones to these were part of the full metal kit that I bought with the intention of doing a car up and driving it into a wall. But that's another video, but that pack went missing somewhere. So I bought these just as a sort of a fill-in video. So let's get on and see how this turns out. So I need to remove, I'm going to be able to get in there with that. No, not. Oh, I can undo it from the other side though. That's handy. Does that fit? No, that would be really handy. Oh, there we go. Of course, it's turning the other side. If I'm not mistaken, this still has to be wound out from this side. No, it doesn't. Good, that's handy. Right, so it's basically the nut and the ball joint itself that come off in one foul swoop. Very handy. And then on this one, we do this. Excellent. Right, and get that one out of the way. I need to see if all the screw bolts are the same, which they are not. That's a larger one. So what have we got? So 4 small and 2, 4, 6, 8 long. So the small ones are for, okay, the small screws are for the ball joints on both the front and rear hub. So, okay, so that is it out. I will measure them and adjust them accordingly. Like for example, this one has to go out a smidgen. So what you do is you get it to the height that you need to get it to, or the length, and then you take this and tighten it up, and that's what locks it into position. So for now, I'm going to lock one side, tighten that up. What am I? I did check, and I do not have a spanner that is small enough for this, so I'm going to have to do it this way to start with. Cool. There we go. So that's the bottom part locked. What do we need? We actually need this one. No, that's actually correct. So pay notice or attention to the fact that there is a front and a back to this ball joint. Back and front. Okay, the back has got that metal ring on it. So that was the one I just tightened up, wasn't it? Good job, John. Right. That's not going to come off once it's in position though, because it can't unwind itself, can it? So let's come out a smidgen and then make sure that both of the backs are backwards. Cool. So if I twist that, no. Trying to do it so that this rear ball joint doesn't turn as I'm doing it. Do you know what, that feels... yeah, that feels good. Right, now, how to get... I'm going to need to take this, aren't I? Use the old nut that fits good. Right. Very tight fit. I think it has to be screwed in. No, surely not. Don't tell me that these do not fit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's impressive, isn't it? And you see that I'm doing it as slowly as possible. Let's see. I was wondering if there was thread in the ball joint, you see, so by doing it this way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the bolt screws do not fit. That's highly impressive. I wonder if any of mine will. And before I do that though, maybe I can take the one from the old one. Well no, because that's part of the ball joint, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look. No, mine do not fit either. Well, that was a very short and sweet video, was it not? Let me just check one of the other ones. Maybe it's just one that I need to bang out a bit. I'm trying to hold the ball joint to stop it from turning as I'm turning it, obviously. Right then. I will have to come up with another solution. See you in a moment, everybody. Hello everybody and welcome back. I have to update you on this video and what's happened since I pressed stop. I was going to just forget about this whole video, and I actually moved over to another video of fitting the ESC and the motor, a brand new ESC motor that I've got into another car. So I was halfway through that and I'm like, well no, this is equally as important. I have to report the failures as well as the successes, because you guys out there will buy a set like this and it won't fit, it won't work. So I have to continue this video to inform you of that fact. And you will probably try and do the same as me and try and jimmy it to make it fit. And it is very difficult indeed. So I'll tell you what I've done. The problem is, as what you saw on the last part, is that some of them fit through, but most of them do not. It doesn't matter what you do, you cannot get them through. So I thought, right, I'm going to take a nail, put it there, hammer it through. And I managed to fire the ball joint out directly. So that one's ruined because I even tried heating it to put it back in, but it just wasn't working. So the way that you could avoid that is obviously by turning it the other way around, so that that rings at the top, and bang it down that way. But I couldn't make it work. So then I went, okay, I shall drill it, which seems logical to me. The problem is, obviously, it's a ball joint, so when you put the drill bit on, the ball joint wants to spin inside. So I was gripping the bottom like so, and while I had success, I got that through. Let me show you the problem that I think we'll face. See how thin that material is now? And I think that once we tighten that up, actually in position, that metal is just going to curl over. And that's not going to be any good whatsoever. And on this one here, I got halfway through, but you're having to grip the other side with some pliers to hold it. And I've just ended up chewing it up the other side. So, is it possible to make them fit? I've just spoken with Big Beard RC, and he said he had one that he managed to fit, but how he managed it I do not know. So I'm not saying don't buy these. There are many people that have bought sets like this and had no problems with it. But what I would say is send an email once you paid for them and say, can you please just make sure that all the screws in fact fit the ball joints before you send them. Because then obviously you've got that on your records to claim your money back if they don't fit. I don't see the point of continuing with the video because, you know, I'll have half a set on and half a set not. So maybe the idea is, or the theory is, to buy two sets and then maybe you'll have enough with, you know, because these can be taken off and put onto one of the other ones. Maybe you can get a full working set, but you know, it's very frustrating. And of course they've kind of got you on the basis of, are you going to send this all the way back to China? No, of course you're not. It's going to send you a lot more, it'll cost you a lot more to send it back. But as I said, I thought it was just as important to report this to you guys so, you know, you're not surprised and not frustrated when they don't fit when you receive them. So there you go. Sorry for not having a successful video, but I think it's successful as in informing you of a potential problem. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. Sorry about that, there was a problem with the camera up there, the screen went all blah, 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 blah. So anyway, as I was about to say, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe as well, and also hit that little notification belly thingamajig, the ding ding ding, so that you're alerted of any future videos, or the future videos. Have a great day today everybody, make sure you take care of yourselves. Bye bye.